Hello students, now let us try to understand the viscosity and concept of viscosity. Some problem we will also do on the viscosity. So viscosity is another type of bulk property defined as the liquid resistance to flow. Okay, so viscosity is the property of liquid resistance to flow. Means this viscosity does not allow liquid to flow easily. When the intermolecular force of attraction are strong within a liquid, there is larger viscosity. An example of this phenomena is imagining a race between two liquids down a wine cellar. Okay, let us see. Viscosity is a measure of a fluid resistance to flow. A fluid with low viscosity flow easily because its molecular makeup results in very little friction. When it is in the motion, gases also have viscosity, although it is a little harder to notice it in ordinary circumstances. So that is viscosity. Again they are saying fluid with low viscosity flow easily because its molecular makeup result in very little friction when it is in the motion. Okay, next point, you see, how do you find viscosity in chemistry? Okay, is determined by the time. Viscosity is determined by the time it takes a given amount of liquid to flow through an instrument called a viscometer tube. Essentially a narrow pipe. A good example of viscosity is a liquid flowing through a straw water, which has low viscosity, will flow more freely than honey, which has high viscosity. Next one means that is high viscosity. They see again one will which has low, what they are, water which have low viscosity will flow more freely than honey which has high viscosity. Okay, next, what is the viscosity and how it is measured? The viscosity of fluid is measured of a resistance to deformation at a given rate. Okay, the viscosity of fluid is a measure of resistance to deformation at a given rate. For example, for a liquid it's correspond to the informal concept of thickness. For example, syrup has higher viscosity than water. A fluid that has no resistance to shear stress known as ideal or inviscid fluid. Next one, what is viscosity and its type? Viscosity is a measure of fluid property to flow. There are two kinds of viscosity commonly reported: kinematic and kinematic and dynamic. Dynamic viscosity is the relationship between the shear stress and the shear rate in fluid. The kinematic viscosity is the relationship between viscous and internal force in a fluid. Okay, student. For instance, a honey has much higher viscosity than water. Viscosity is measured using a viscometer. Okay, viscometer. A measured value spans several order of magnitude of all fluid gases have the same lowest viscosities and think fluid liquid have the highest. Okay, next property, viscosity. Let us lead in the flow. Viscosity is the measure of resistance to flow which arises due to the internal friction between layer of the fluid as they slip past one another while the liquid flow. When a liquid flow over a fixed surface, the layer of molecule in the immediate contact surface is stationary. The viscosity of upper layer increase as distance of the layer from the fixed layer increase. Okay, the type of flow which there is a regular gradation of viscosity in passing from one layer to another is called the luminar flow. If the viscosity of layer at distance dz is changing by a value do, then viscosity gradient is given by the du dz. Okay, that much you don't have to go in chemistry, student. that you keep in the viscosity, and keep in mind that viscosity is the resistance to flow of the liquid. Thank you so much for watching, friends.